So the Samsung M30s just launched and it competes directly against phones priced around 14,000 Indian rupees or 180 US dollars. I'm not sure if this phone is going to be soon launched in countries like US or Europe, but as I see, the phone is pretty good and a pretty sweet deal for its price. But how it actually fares against its predecessor, which is the Samsung M30, there's definitely a price bump for that small letter S. Well, that's what she said. Hey everyone, I'm Mukul and you're watching this video right now because you're interested in this topic and comparing the cameras of both these phones, and that's why you're not watching anything else right now on YouTube. Well, saying that, my own head exploded. So quickly coming on to the pictures, in this first daytime shot, both the pictures looked almost the same, with the M30s being a little more saturated. The M30s is more detailed too. And on this ultra-wide shot, the color science is more or less same like the previous shots, and the detail captured by the M30s is again more and better than the M30. But when it comes to checking the quality of the details, they are bad from both of them. It's funny how we keep throwing our money on these extra special features, and even after at least couple of years, they are still in their infancy. I mean, I saw the first ultra-wide sensor on a LG phone which came back two or 3 years back, and still these sensors are not able to capture more details when it comes to taking ultra-wide shots. Even the ultra-wide on iPhone 11 suffers a lot when it comes to low light performance of it. But this phone is not anywhere priced close to iPhone 11. So yeah, there's that. This close-up macro shot proved good on both the phones. They both handled the dynamic range pretty well. That guy just cuts apple with that knife. And a lot of Counter-Strike helped him pose like this. This live focus or portrait shot also looks more detailed on the M30s. The work on edge detection was equally good though on both the phones. No, just kidding. This Indo macro shot looks more detailed on M30s, but not by a long margin or anything. So far things are really looking good for the M30s. Haha, my hair. Yeah, I get it. The front camera shot, however, looks better detailed on the M30. The M30s follows its rear camera color science only, and hence the pictures came out more saturated. But good work by the M30 in capturing more details on the face here. And of course, I took multiple shots from both the phones and compared the best ones only. Yeah, this is right after someone had just punched me. But clearly, even in these shots, the details of the M30 are much cleaner from the front camera. So that means the front camera of the M30 is better than the M30s when it comes to clicking shots in good lighting conditions. But this can be easily fixed by Samsung on the M30s, and I hope they do so in the future updates. There are few things to note. There is no video stabilization on the M30. There is no tap to focus from the front cameras of both the phone. You can record 4K recordings with the M30s and not with the M30, and there is also a slow-mo video option on M30s and not on the M30. But the most crucial thing is that there is no night mode on the Samsung M30. Now let's see some video shots. So this is how the video quality is from the rear camera at full HD. The phone on the right is Samsung M30 and the phone on the left is Samsung M30s. So the M30s has inbuilt video stabilization, and the M30 didn't seem to have an option to activate or deactivate it. And this is how the video quality is from M30 and M30s at ultra wide mode. The M30s stabilization is of course there, and hence the footages looked stable. Not only that, even the ultra-wide lens used the stabilization. The autofocus speed was more or less the same, but the M30s clearly had a sharper video quality. So this is how the video quality is from the front camera of both the phones, the M30s and the M30. I feel the M30s is a little bit more wider. From the front cameras, the M30s had a slightly sharper video quality. The M30s also was a bit wider, but more or less you can say they perform the same in daylight. There is also a slow-mo shot option on M30s, which is not there in M30. But before anything else, let me know how this video quality is. I just upgraded my camera after selling my old camera, and I hope this 4K 24p resolution is quite good and you are quite satisfied with it, and I didn't waste all my money. Now I'm going to share some shots in poor lighting conditions. And in this shot, the auto HDRI did a better job on M30s picture. Even the details were sharper. But yes, M30s clearly has more blue tones on its pictures. That's my right. Well, actually, nope. I tried several shots from M30 to compare these two shots, and every time the M30s had more light in the picture with more details in extremely exposed areas too. In these shots, apart from just different color tones, it seems there is not much difference. But as we zoom in, the M30s retains more details. This shot was on standard mode and not on night mode, and the M30s clearly captured more light. The M30 doesn't come with a night mode on the camera, nor I'm sure if the update came out yet. When I turned on the night mode on the M30s, the picture definitely cropped, but it was slightly more brighter. The evening shot on the M30s, no matter how many pics I took from both the phones, was always way more detailed and brighter. The sharpness of that bin of the M30s would actually make me put my trash in that bin and be a good citizen. You can try that too. The ultra-wide shot, apart from different color tones, produces similar results, hence reconfirming that the ultra-wide sensors are the same on both the phones. In this challenging dim lit area, the M30s performed way better again, and the night mode performed even better, but with a drastic crop on the picture. The ultra-wide shots was dud from both the phones, and this picture can give you an idea how dimly lit the scene was. Even the macro performed better on the M30s in low light conditions. Way more details and light. And the story is no different on these shots too. Better on M30s and even better with night mode, but with a crop. The front pictures, however, were quite similar, just a tiny bit sharper on the M30s. But that can be because of the faster processing on the M30s. My hair also look a tad better in these shots. Nope. The portrait shot or live focus mode totally failed on the M30, and as you can see, the picture is totally unusable. Here are some video samples in low light now. This is how the video quality is from the rear camera in low light. Due to some reason, the M30s was not able to refocus the shot as fast as the M30. I think the M30s had a little problem in focusing. This is how the quality is from the rear camera in low light. And not only that, the M30s video quality in low light was also quite hazy. I was a bit surprised here. But this is definitely due to the stabilization the M30 has in it. And this is something which can be easily fixed by Samsung, if they want to do that. Even when the Samsung M30 lacks video stabilization here, I'd prefer it to the M30s in this case. This is just a quick shot of video at ultra wide from both the phones. The ultra wide video quality was similar to how it performed in daylight of both the phones. It's quite dark right now, and this is how the video quality is from the front camera of both the phones. Now there's a light on my face, and soon I'll be in an area which has almost no light. The front camera low light also performed as it did in daylight. Similar stabilization and the M30s just being a tad bit sharper. But that's until you pixel peep the hell out of it. So if you don't own any of these phones right now, the extra price bump in the M30s is totally worth it just for that camera performance. The pictures on the M30s were sharper, it had a night mode, it had an option to record 4K video recordings, it had an option to record slow-mo video shots. So it's a no-brainer to invest more, and if you are concerned about the quality, it is also clearly better on the Samsung M30s. I had an impression that maybe the cameras won't be that huge of a leap or better than the M30, but damn if I was really surprised with the Samsung efforts on the Samsung M30s. Samsung is clearly competing against the likes of Realme and Redmi, but I think they are still a little behind them. But seeing how many more people can easily get a Samsung as compared to a Realme or a Redmi, I think Samsung is doing its homework right here. Are you thinking of upgrading to any of these phones? Or if there is another option in your mind, whichever brand you choose, there is always going to be some drawbacks with a phone or the other. So you won't be doing wrong in going with either one of them. Some would have some advantages and some drawbacks. Do leave a like if you liked my efforts on this video. You can also buy the M30 or the M30s from the affiliate links I posted in the description. Those little tips will help me invest more in this channel and produce higher quality content for you all. Special thanks to Awesome Sauce for supporting me so far with all the thumbnail designs they have been doing for me. I will also post a link of them in the description below. And I suppose that's all for today. Mewbot out. Oh man, it didn't focus on the thumb. I gotta return this camera now.